Hello guys, welcome back. Now today, I'm going to be talking about the Andrew Cogliano for Devin Shore trade. Now, Anaheim Ducks and the Dallas Stars have made a trade, so what are the trade details, and of course, what can we gather from this big trade? Now, the trade details goes as follows. The Anaheim Ducks and the Dallas Stars make a 1-for-1 trade, Devin Shore getting shipped off to the Anaheim Ducks for Andrew Cogliano getting shipped off to Dallas. Now, for the people that are new to the channel, I'm a Dallas Stars fan. I've been that way for pretty much my entire hockey life, but I'm always excited when it comes to Dallas Stars trades, and this one might end up working out for both teams involved. Now, as I said earlier, Devin Shore and Andrew Cogliano, it's a 1-for-1 deal. They're both getting shipped off to their respective teams. And we're going to start out with Devin Shore and his career and his year so far. Devin Shore, of course, a center. He's 24 years old. So far this season, he's played 42 games. He's gotten 5 goals, 12 assists for 17 points. And so far, he's had a 44% Corsi for percentage. Now, Devin Shore was on his way to have a pretty good career year. In the last 2 years, he had 33 points and 32 points respectively, and this year he so far has had 17 points in 42 games, which is very, very solid for him. And for Devin Shore, I think he's a pretty solid player. I mean, at age 24, I don't think he's going to be a top 6 player, but if you have him in his bottom 6, and if he's like a 4th line center, that's pretty amazing since he can definitely put up points and be an okay defensive player. I'm not the biggest fan of Devin Shore per se, but he has a lot of personality. I honestly do like the guy on the ice. He's not a bad player, and for the Anaheim Ducks, they get a pretty solid guy and a pretty young guy to help their lineup. Now, of course, a player going back to the Dallas Stars is Andrew Cogliano. He's left winger at age 31. He has played 46 games so far this season with the Anaheim Ducks. He's gotten 3 goals, 8 assists, and 11 points for a 47% Corsi for percentage, and he's played decent so far this season, but I don't think you're going to get him for that offensive potential. He doesn't have a lethal shot. He's a decent offensive player, but I think he has that all-around game, and of course, he's there every single game. He had that Iron Man streak that was broken last year, I do believe, and with Andrew Cogliano, he's a decent locker room guy. He does a lot of intangible stuff, but so far this season, it hasn't been the greatest year for him. But I honestly do like Andrew Cogliano. I think he's a decent player, but as a Dallas Stars fan, I'm not really the biggest fan of getting Devin Shore away for a guy like Andrew Cogliano. Again, the difference in age is something that really strikes to me. This is a 1-for-1 deal, so you want to have a guy like Andrew Cogliano be a lot better, especially if they're a lot older, and in this case, it's not really that way. I can't say definitively that Andrew Cogliano is that much of a better player than Devin Shore, and the age and the cap hit, I'm pretty sure Cogliano has more in his cap hit. So for me to justify this, I would want Cogliano to be that much better player with that age difference, but I just don't really see that in this trade. I mean, it's a 7-year difference, age 31, Cogliano to Devin Shore, who was age 24, and that's probably the biggest part that kind of worries me with this trade. But honestly, both teams kind of needed to make a trade here, with the Anaheim Ducks especially. They've lost 11 games in a row. It's been super rough for them. I'm not sure if this is the big trade that they kind of needed, but this is a trade that will help them, I think, going into the future. And with Devin Shore, I think he'll be a pretty solid player for them going into the next few years and even through this year. And for the Dallas Stars, getting a guy like Andrew Cogliano who can be very solid in that dressing room and really do play well on the ice, I feel like that will be good for them in the short term, but in the long term, I definitely think Anaheim wins this trade. Now, when it comes to the contracts and the cap hits for both players, Devin Shore is at a $2,300,000 deal. He has that this year and then the next year, so a 2-year deal basically that I think he signed last offseason. And for Andrew Cogliano, he's at $3,200,050. He goes until the 2021 season, so it's a little bit longer on his deal, which could work out, but at the same time, he is 31, so that age is going to be something to watch out for the Dallas Stars. I mean, even at age 31, he's still a decent player, but that term irks me just a little bit to a point where it kind of worries me. Now, for the Dallas Stars, I'm not really against getting a guy like Andrew Cogliano. The Dallas Stars were a little bit, they had a little bit of a plethora when it came to centers. Devin Shore was one of the guys they could have given up, and of course they give up here. And for the Dallas Stars, they had a little bit of a need with the wingers, and Andrew Cogliano is definitely that, and can definitely maybe slot into that top 6 if needed. But for the Anaheim Ducks and Devin Shore, I think he'll be a pretty solid slot there. He'll play very well offensively, especially if he's paired with the right guys. Now, Jim Nill said a statement regarding Andrew Cogliano and what he wants from him in Dallas, and he said that in acquiring Andrew, we were able to add a conscientious player who brings a veteran presence to our room. His explosive speed, 200-foot game, and Iron Man mentality will help our team both on and off the ice. So regarding that statement, it doesn't really seem like Nill is going for a scoring type winger here. Andrew Cogliano, all respect to him, I don't think he's the scoring guy that the Dallas Stars need. I think Jim Nill's more looking at intangibles and stuff that Andrew Cogliano brings, like leadership and 200-foot game and stuff like that. For Andrew Cogliano, I don't think he's going to score too much on that team, on this team, and that's something that the Dallas Stars kind of need a little bit right now. They have some defense, and we've already seen some great goaltending from this season, but getting a guy like Andrew Cogliano, yes, it might help the scoring, but the scoring is what the Dallas Stars need, and I don't see this trade really helping that. I mean, let's just look at the Anaheim Ducks, who have lost 11 straight games, and the scoring has been a big reason why they've lost 11 straight games. But Devin Shore is not going to be a guy to instantly reverse that scoring and make it a ton better. That's not a superstar going back to Anaheim, and Andrew Cogliano is certainly no superstar going back to Dallas. So, while both teams need scoring, both teams need changes, this is just a change that I think won't affect too much the team, and scoring-wise, I don't see it really helping either team either. And when I heard that a trade between Anaheim and Dallas happened, I was ready to be like, oh, Jacob Silfverberg's going to Dallas, right? That would be awesome. Maybe Matthias Janmark going back to Anaheim or something. But no, we get a little bit more of a smaller trade. And small trades aren't bad. This is one of the more smaller borderline trades where it's somewhat big but somewhat small at the same time. But I was thinking a little bit more big, especially since both teams have definite problems right now. While the Dallas Stars are third in the Central, it's not really because of them being good. It's more like every other team in the Central being just meh. So while I can see this trade helping both teams, I don't really see it helping too much in the long run, especially for the Dallas Stars, and I don't see this helping too much for the now, for both teams. I mean, Anaheim really needs something to get their team going, and I don't think that trading for Devin Shore is really going to be the guy to get that team going and to get it going offensively. And the same thing goes for Andrew Cogliano and the Dallas Stars. The Dallas Stars have had scoring problems every single year in the past few years, for it seems like since that 2016 season. And guys like Andrew Cogliano, yes, they're nice to bring onto the team, but I don't see that helping the scoring, and the scoring is what they need. Now, if I had to declare a winner in this trade, again, this is a 1-for-1, so time will tell who actually ends up winning this trade, but for me, I think the Anaheim Ducks win this trade. As a Dallas Stars fan, I might have a Mighty Ducks jersey, but I don't really like the Anaheim Ducks too much, but I can admit when we have defeat, and this trade, I'm not the biggest fan of it. I could see it maybe going to the Dallas Stars' favor, but Andrew Cogliano would have to really start producing for that to happen, and for the Anaheim Ducks, they already got a solid player, a solid center, and a solid center for the future at age 24, which, for a decent cap hit as well, I can't see that really going wrong for Anaheim. So while this might work out for the Dallas Stars, I see this working out a lot more for the Anaheim Ducks. So, for me personally, I'm going to say Anaheim wins this trade. But of course, with this video, I want to hear your guys' thoughts down in the comments down below. So let me know, what do you think about this whole trade? What do you think about Devin Shore going to Anaheim? What do you think about Andrew Cogliano going to Dallas? And of course, what do you think about the trade itself? And of course, who actually won this trade? But if you guys want some more grab videos, you can watch this video where I talk about Alex Ovechkin and if he'll hit 60 goals this season. But that is going for today, guys. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you haven't already. You can comment down below your thoughts on this trade and who won. And I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. Goodbye.